What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. What's cracking, y'all? Back with some more Kobe Bryant content. Back from my vacation, got a lot of catching up to do, a lot of videos to make, a lot of videos to edit, a lot of videos to upload. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the game and discussing these topics and reacting to these topics and whatever the case may be. All right, so Kobe Bryant disrespected for 24 minutes. Great number, by the way. Straight by the media, by a YouTube channel that I follow called Kobe Factory. Shout out to all the Kobe Bryant fans out there. You have a home here. Kobe Bryant is by far and away my favorite player of all time. But I do not think Kobe Bryant is the greatest of all time. But I have Kobe sitting firmly in my top 3. Ever since I made this channel, or one of the reasons I made, the big reason I started this channel, honestly, was to put away all the false Kobe Bryant narratives and address all the Kobe Bryant disrespect that's been going around for quite some time now. The things that are coming out of these people's mouths, the lies, the revisionist history, the straight up disrespect for this guy's legacy, his career, who he was as a player, blows my mind. So that's a big reason why I even started this channel, because I was like, I can't sit back and not do anything about it, not build a platform to tell the truth about Kobe Bryant. Now, you can go check out my Kobe Bryant playlist. I have religiously stated on this channel and called out people for their lies about Kobe Bryant, the mainstream media more than anything. FS1, you know, 2 of the biggest culprits being Nick Wright and his panel on First Things First, and Shannon Sharpe to some degree, and his panel, and ESPN especially as a whole has had it out for Kobe Bryant for quite some time now. They never really liked the guy, despite him contributing to the network, coming on their shows, coming on First Take, you know, help building their viewership, and doing his Muse Cage series and his other series where he was breaking down game tape. I forgot what it was called. Even though that all being a part of ESPN and ESPN Plus, they still shit on this guy. And it would blow my mind sometimes, because the same people that I hear talking shit about Kobe Bryant are the same people that were sitting in his presence when he would come on their shows, on their networks as a guest, all glowing about him. Oh, Kobe this, Kobe that. Oh, they wouldn't dare say the things that they're saying now to his face. The things that I hear coming out of their mouth. And he was right there up on their panel, sitting at the desk with them. Didn't say it. Dan, say that stuff to his face when he's right there. Nah. Sniffing his cheeks, brown nosing. Clowns. Clowns. But anywho, I digress. Let's get into these 24 minutes of straight Kobe Bryant disrespect. And then I'll have some more things to say afterwards, because a lot of people that don't really follow these networks say they really don't have they really don't know that the Kobe Bryant disrespect is going around. I'll pause it where I see I'll pause it where I see necessary and give my commentary. All right, let's get into it.
Threat to LeBron, it just gets.
It ain't no threat.
Yeah.
He ain't no threat. He ain't no threat. He done. He can't build no more cakes. He can't make no more bricks. I will. Tim Duncan, number 8. I got old Kobe falling in. You know what? Oh, I didn't go all the way to 10. My bad. He got to go to. He got to go down.
Who's 9?
The big O.
Kobe Bryant was like the next thing to Michael.
Shannon Sharpe has Oscar Robertson over Kobe Bryant. Okay, whatever. Shannon Sharpe, a notorious liar. Shannon Sharpe, which there is a history, there is proof of him saying Kobe Bryant was like a top 3, top 5 player of all time, saying that Kobe was after Michael at one point. What changed? Oscar Robertson didn't get back on the court. What changed? Did your opinion of Oscar Robertson change? Did Kobe Bryant drop so many spots on your list, Shannon Sharpe? What changed? I'm just curious. That's a big drop from a guy that you said was top 3 at one point. Now bump him all the way to number 10. That's major. Clown.
Michael Jordan, he's amazingly great. LeBron's even better, primarily because he's 2 inches taller and 40 pounds heavier. I mean, he's just a bigger player who has many of the same skills Kobe does. Kobe was better at making difficult shots than maybe anyone who ever lived, right there with Jordan. But LeBron doesn't have to take difficult shots because he makes his whole team take easier shots, which is actually a more valuable skill. Kobe was better than Duncan, maybe not as good as Shaq. There's no one in the argument with LeBron in this entire era. He spent more time as clearly the best player in the world than any player in my lifetime except Michael Jordan.
I liked that you announced your caution about setting expectations. You're like, Kobe, man, one of the top 15 players of all time. That's not crazy.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying he will be Kobe, but I'm not saying he's not going to be Kobe-ish.
I mean, when Kobe, Dwight...
Shaden Sharp. That was my first time seeing that one. Oh, okay. I didn't even mention Malika Andrews. I cannot stand this woman. And I don't know what she is disgusting. She likes tearing men down. She likes tearing black men down. And she despises Kobe Bryant.
And Nash all had injuries, though. They didn't win a playoff game.
They got to the playoffs, though.
But they didn't win a game. Neither did this Lakers team. The year 19, when he was averaging 22 on 37% shooting, Kobe did. The Lakers, they went 10 and 25 in the games that he...
This woman does not know basketball. She doesn't. So the Steve Nash team, she doesn't know. She knows nothing about it. The Steve Nash team, Kobe Bryant didn't even play in the playoffs. That's when he tore his Achilles, willing them into the playoffs, putting the team on his back, having one of the best records in the second half of the season, just to secure them a bottom seed in the playoffs, and he didn't get to play a damn game. Kobe Bryant was not on the floor against that first round series against the San Antonio Spurs. Malika Andrews, shut the hell up.
Played in. So I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Matt, but I'm not so sure it's well, Kobe Bryant would have been the white horse to fix
No, I'm definitely not saying that, but what I'm saying...
She's a clown. She's a clown. And then she wants to talk about his 19th or 20th season or whatever. Yeah. Torn Achilles, broken knee, broken shoulder on top of all that mileage. What did you think he was going to look like? Prime Kobe Bryant? They like to give context to everybody else's injuries, but not Kobe's. Blows my mind. Let's keep it moving.
Is Kobe would get in, like he would not let the way some of his teammates play.
Get in someone's face and it doesn't turn into wins, then you're just getting in somebody's face.
The answer is Shaq.
Okay, now Malika Andrews, why didn't you keep that same energy with LeBron James? For the most part, fully healthy LeBron James, mostly healthy LeBron James, no season-ending surgeries or injuries. Why he wasn't making the playoffs when he was on the Lakers? What's your excuse? You wasn't keeping that same energy for LeBron, and they had a play-in tournament, and they still couldn't make the playoffs under 500. Huh? Talk to me. Talk to me. Clown. You see the bias? You see the bias.
Because they played in their prime together, and Shaq was the undisputed #1 player in the world when they were both in their primes. And even if you want to argue that Kobe was in his prime during the next three trips to the finals, 2 wins with Pau Gasol, or in between when he had that crazy 81-point game and everything, okay, even that Kobe was not going to be compared favorably to Shaq. Kobe was never undisputed. He was never the undisputed champ. Like, that dude undisputed best player in basketball. Because first there was Shaq, then he and Duncan were like neck and neck, and then came LeBron. Kobe was the best player, definitely.
Okay, well, you'll also have people that say Shaq was never the undisputed best player in the NBA. Most people would agree that Shaq was the most dominant player in the NBA. But a lot of people will sit here and tell you that Shaq was never the undisputed best player. Tim Duncan was there. And there's also people that will say Kobe Bryant, his own teammate, could rival him. Shaq has been on records while playing with Kobe saying Kobe was the best player in the league. So what are we talking about? Yes, Shaq was the focus point on that Lakers squad. Now, in my opinion, that first championship, without a doubt, Shaq was better than Kobe. No argument there. After that, it was a tug and war match. That 2000-2001 season on, after that first championship, you could make an argument for Kobe. That he was just as valuable as Shaquille O'Neal. But slow down offense, triangle offense with the most dominant player in the league in Shaq, of course the big fella's going to eat first. It's going to go through him. It didn't have to be Kobe. It could have been anybody with Phil Jackson, a triangle offense, or Shaquille O'Neal. It was going to go through Shaq first. I don't give a damn if you're LeBron James or who else. It was going through Shaq. We know that. Stop it. Stop the cap. My Lord.
On two of the teams on which he played that won championships. LeBron has been the best player on every team he's ever played. By far, it's not close. If you want to look at their numbers, not just points per game, rebounds per game, like for their careers.
So you're going to hold it against Kobe Bryant because he played with Shaq and say that that's a victory for LeBron James because Kobe had to play with Shaq, thus not making Kobe the undisputed best player on the team. That still doesn't mean he can't be better than LeBron James. I mean, what the hell? That logic is flawed. That logic is flawed. That's the problem. Just because people say Kobe Bryant was a beta or he wasn't an alpha because Shaq was on the team, you couldn't be more wrong. Those were two alphas on the same team. Cut it out.
Assists per game, blocks per game, steals per game, LeBron. All the advanced metrics, LeBron. Size and all that stuff. LeBron's bigger, stronger, better passer, all those kind of things. That all goes to LeBron. If you want to look at the playoff numbers, points, that would be Kobe, right? Wrong, LeBron. Rebounds, Kobe, no, LeBron. Assists, no, LeBron. Steals, LeBron.
Again, here we go. LeBron James, by the end of his career, is going to have all these counting numbers and all these statistical attributes that not a lot of players have. He spent his whole career being the de facto system. Kobe Bryant played within the triangle offense. He did not monopolize the ball in the way LeBron James did. He never had to play in the triangle system. He never had to take the ball out of his hands. There was no point guard for most of Kobe's career. There were times where Kobe played outside of the triangle. He can get his assists up, but that wasn't his game, and that wasn't how Phil Jackson ran a team for the majority of his career. Come on, man. Of course, he shouldn't have more rebounds than LeBron. LeBron's a 6'8" behemoth. Power or small forward. He should have more rebounds than Kobe. That's like saying, oh, Tim Duncan has more rebounds than Kobe. Yeah, he should. And LeBron should have more assists than Kobe. He plays point guard or point forward. I've seen Kobe Bryant play point guard before or have more responsibility being a ball monopolizer at times. It was every now and then he'd sway out of the triangle, and he was getting double-digit assists and stuff like that. Again, context, folks.
Blocks, LeBron. All the counting numbers say LeBron. All the advanced metrics say LeBron. The rings say Kobe. And the counter to the argument I just made statistically about LeBron, well, of course, Kobe can't average the same number of points and rebounds and assists and steals and blocks and everything because he's playing with Shaq. Right. He was playing with Shaq, giving him a better chance to win those first 3 championships. Okay. You give LeBron someone like Shaq? So I know Kobe's got more rings, but...
Yeah, you give LeBron somebody like Shaq, and are you going to tell LeBron that he can't be LeBron James anymore? Because they were telling Kobe that you can't be the Kobe Bryant you want to be because of Shaq. We need you to dumb down your game. We're going to put you on a leash because we have to acquiesce to Shaq's needs and how Shaq impacts the triangle and the offense. So, is LeBron James going to sacrifice his numbers and his game to play next to Shaq? You see, you're talking about what would happen in another universe, but you're not being realistic about it.
And Kobe's among the greatest players of all time, but LeBron is the first non-big to ever challenge Michael Jordan. He ain't winning the challenge, but at least challenge Michael Jordan as greatest non-big who ever lived. And this is the classic mistake people make, that Kobe's the better closer. Yes, I would also rather have Kobe trying to score than LeBron trying to score at the end of a game.
Sure.
I agree with that, although I'm not sure I'd rather have Kobe with the ball in his hands at the end of the game than LeBron, because LeBron might make a better basketball decision. They're both basketball geniuses. They're both among the all-time greats. Let's just assume Kobe's...
You keep saying that, but just a day or two ago, I watched LeBron, again, shy away from taking a potential game-winning shot against 6'3" Kyrie Irving on him, and decides to pass it to Anthony Davis, who was double-teaming the post for a turnover. Like, I continuously watch LeBron James make these passes and either turn them over or just pass it to somebody not ready to take the big shot. I mean, you can sit here and keep telling me he's making the right basketball play, but it doesn't end up being the right decision in the outcome. So, hey, I'd rather the guy that says, hey, I'm the best player in the team. I'm good enough to get the shot up against anybody, and I will live with the decisions I make. But, you know, at least I'm giving my team a chance to get a shot up instead of turning the ball over so many times trying to make the correct basketball play. And in hindsight, it wasn't. But to each their own.
He's a better closer. That would matter. That would push Kobe past LeBron if it was that close. It's not that close. LeBron has achieved the level ahead of Kobe that being a better closer, that's one of the things that narrows the gap. If not for that, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But that doesn't do enough to put Kobe ahead of LeBron. That's one. LeBron is going to have to win at least 2 championships with the Lakers while being among the best handful of players in basketball. If LeBron can do that, especially if he stays #1 and wins a couple of championships, Lakers fans who are now Kobe's fans are going to think, wait a minute, we can make the argument for this guy. And they will give him the kind of love that Kobe now receives.
All of that was working against Kobe, and Kobe overcame it and won championships.
If
LeBron can't eclipse
If LeBron remains the best player in the game, wins a couple more, and puts himself in the kind of argument against Jordan where people in L.A. can credibly make the claim that replaced Michael Jordan. He replaced Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time. He will get Kobe-level love.
Is Kawhi actually a better player under pressure than the great Kobe Bean Bryant?
Yes, he is. Kobe, no one had more heart than Kobe. Like, Kobe's not scared of anything. But because Kobe was the best bad shot maker who ever lived, he would take a lot of bad shots under pressure because he knew he could make them. But just look at how often he made them compared to what Kawhi is doing. Kawhi takes higher percentage shots and makes them more often under pressure than Kobe Bryant did. I'm not making it up. When you try to deride the statistics, I know you're both going to just assert that I'm wrong. But when you say, oh, just can't look at the numbers, you understand statistics are records of events. When they say in late and close games, Kobe Bryant shot inefficiently, his team got less efficient, those numbers are records of events that occurred. We could go back and watch the video and you will see they all occurred. Kawhi Leonard, under pressure, ain't missing. So under pressure, yes, Kawhi is better than Kobe was.
We haven't seen Kawhi Leonard have to carry the load that Kobe had to carry and ultimately elevate the Lakers. We haven't seen Kawhi Leonard do that yet.
When Kobe was Kawhi's age, he had 0 finals MVPs.
I'm not talking age. I'm not talking age. Because remember, Kobe came straight out of high school. So we're not talking age.
Right, so he had more time to get finals MVPs.
All I'm trying to say...
There's a big misunderstanding about Kobe under pressure. Everyone calls him the closer. In fact, it has been demonstrated, and like people who have looked at it, we all got that great feeling about him because he could make bad shots, and he did it. He wasn't scared. But in fact, he got less efficient, and his team got less efficient in the closing moments of games when Kobe would so-called take over. And that's the opposite effect that Kawhi has. So, as Kawhi is asked to do more and more offensively and carry more and more of the load, I would expect for his efficiency to go down. But it's gone up, Jay. He's even more efficient than he used to be while asked to do more. And he's not playing with Shaquille O'Neal. We're talking about what we've seen from Kawhi so far. Is that better or worse than what we'd seen from Kobe to that point in the clutch? And I'm telling you, Kawhi is a better clutch performer.
Has Kawhi proven that he is indeed a
And I love Kawhi Leonard, and I do believe Kawhi is clutch. But Kawhi Leonard is not more clutch than Kobe Bryant. Cut it out. And you keep bringing up Shaquille O'Neal as if Kobe Bryant wasn't delivering clutch buckets and ridiculous performances after Shaq left. What does he have to prove? How much more did he have to prove without Shaq to tell you he was who he was with or without Shaquille O'Neal? The logic is so flawed. It's so flawed. It's so flawed. In fact, Kobe Bryant's best season for clutch performances and game winners was well after Shaq left. When he was hitting all them damn buzzer beaters all season long. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it.
Better closer than Kobe.
No, you already proved it, but sure, he's giving more evidence. I mean, this is who he is. Kobe Bryant, I know why people think he's so clutch in the end. First of all, totally fearless. Secondly, he could take a shot that a normal guy hits 5 or 10% of the time. He could hit it 30% of the time. So you can guard Kobe perfectly and still, like, too often it's like, damn, he hit that shot. Kawhi doesn't do that. What Kawhi does is go find himself a very high percentage shot. And by the way, he's doubled. He's doubled just like Kobe was, and he's trapped just as Kobe was, but he just finds himself a higher percentage shot. So he hits them more of the time. I want to show you the side-by-side comparison. This is in the play. By the way, and I love Jay Williams asked me, what's the big iconic moment for Kawhi? In this playoff series alone, he has so many you stop counting. Against the Sixers, against the Bucks. Look at this. This is for their careers in the playoffs. Higher field goal percentage, by far, Kawhi. Plus minus, by far, Kawhi. PER is Kawhi, and that's just offensive efficiency. Win shares per 48, by far, Kawhi, because Kobe could be a great...
So again, what era did these guys play in? Where was scoring? Where was field goal percentages during Kobe's era, especially for wing players? You can go look it up. I've talked about it ad nauseum here. And where did it ultimately leave Kawhi Leonard, and where did all this ultimately leave Kobe Bryant? A man who won 5 championships in a span of a decade in a calendar year, 2000 to 2010. 5 championships. Dominated the Western Conference more than anybody else during that span in the playoffs. A far more tumultuous Western Conference than what Kawhi Leonard had to deal with. Still a tough conference for Kawhi Leonard, but not nearly as tough as that conference that Bean Bryant was dealing with during that time. Furthermore, Kawhi Leonard didn't have the attention that Kobe Bryant had for the bulk of these playoff performances. Come on now. That year Kawhi Leonard won the NBA champ or won the Finals MVP, he wasn't no all-star caliber player. He won that Finals MVP on what? Just somewhere around 20 points per game, maybe under 20 points per game. Not really a focal point. What is this? He's shooting 50% on what? 10 shot attempts, 15 shot attempts? As a starter, but not necessarily a star caliber player. He wasn't always the focal point, and he hadn't yet stepped into that all-star caliber role. You don't believe me? Hold on. So, since y'all want to call me a liar, which I'm sure, oh, boo, you don't know what you're talking about Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard is one of my favorite players. So I wouldn't lie, period, especially on Kawhi Leonard. That year he won the championship. That season, regular season, Kawhi Leonard was averaging 12.8 points per game. Okay? Oh, yeah, he shot 50% from the field, but he wasn't taking very many shots, and he wasn't the focal point on the team. All right? The year after that, regular season, Kawhi Leonard, 16 points per game, 21 points per game. And it wasn't until the 2016-2017 season where he really had that big breakout as an elite player in the league at 25 points per game. So throughout those playoff series, 15, 14, 15, 16, he wasn't really the focal point. So they weren't defending him like they were defending Kobe. He wasn't getting that kind of attention. Now looking at the playoff numbers when he won that Finals MVP. Shooting 50% from the field. 14 points per game. 6 rebounds, 1.7 assists. Yeah, he shot 50% from the field. He wasn't shooting that much. And he wasn't a focal point. The season after that, 20 points per game in the playoffs. Playoff season after that, 22 points per game. And it wasn't until his last year, where he only played 12 games, he averaged 27.7 points per game his last year in San Antonio. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the year he was balling, and Zaza Pachulia slid his foot under him against the Warriors. Like, come on, man. Stop the cap, bro. I just had to go to the actual proof to tell y'all I wasn't just making stuff up. Come on, man. That's a misleading stat.
Defender when he chose to be. Kawhi is always among the greatest defenders of all time. This dude is one of the all-time clutch performers. And when you compare Kawhi at this point in his career to Kobe at this point in his career, Kawhi's been better.
This guy was a 9-time All-NBA first-team defensive player. That was Kobe Bryant. We keep forgetting that.
Kobe
9
Bryant's
times.
not in Kawhi's class
90 times. Excuse me, you can say whatever you want. The game is different in this day and age. The game is different in this day and age. You can take all of that into consideration. Kobe Bryant was an elite defender in his prime. He was a killer, and when he sensed blood, he took you out before there was a closing moment to take into consideration. When you see Kawhi Leonard against Philadelphia, when you see Kawhi Leonard.
When you saw Kobe Bryant on the floor.
Kobe Bryant was on ESPN First Take. You see this energy Max Kellerman has right now? He wasn't keeping that energy with Kobe Bryant on the panel. See, man, that's just why I don't mess with these guys, man.
You were scared to death if you were
the
other.
I'd rather be Kobe, but Tim Duncan, I got to admit, you look at it objectively, I think he was better. Number 8, I got Kobe. Kobe wasn't that efficient of a scorer. LeBron's a far more efficient scorer. Both were great defenders, but I think overall, LeBron was a better defender. Kobe was a great individual, lock you up defender, but team defense had some question marks about.
What? Where are you getting this from? What? Chris Broussard, where are you getting this from? Seriously. Oh my gosh. I can't, and I've put out multiple videos addressing the Kobe Bryant field goal percentage stuff. I've spoke about it ad nauseum, especially considering the era he played. Show me the wing player that played in Kobe Bryant's era, especially in those early 2000s to mid 2000s, even until they show me the wing player that was shooting 50% from the field. Paul Pierce didn't do it. McGrady didn't do it. Allen Iverson didn't do it. Vince Carter didn't do it. Show me the player. Ray Allen didn't do it. Show me the guy that was shooting 50% from the field during that time. They weren't. Come on, man. Nobody was shooting 50% from the field back then except power forwards and centers mainly. Stop the cat, bro. Chris Broussard keeps saying that to this day he still says that about Kobe.
I don't think it is worth spending time, at least a lot of time, on the fact that Rick Bucher just said he has Kobe Bryant ahead of LeBron James on his all-time list.
Yeah, I do
because
too.
it is just such an indefensible point. Like, the thing Kobe did the best was score, and LeBron scores more. The thing Kobe theoretically is better than LeBron at is shooting, except LeBron has a better efficiency. Oh, Nick, that's on layups, except he also shoots a better three-point percentage. The thing Kobe did the best was clutch shots, except LeBron has 5 playoff buzzer beaters, and Kobe has 1. And that disregards the fact that everything else to do with basketball,
more clutch than
LeBron was better at it.
I mean,
okay, well, I mean, again, so Wilds, you can shake your head at it because, again, you've been brainwashed by it. Kobe has 1. We've seen it on.
No, you've brainwashed most casuals, Nick Wright. I think I've already addressed this video before in one of my other Kobe videos.
For 20 years, Kobe's 1 career playoff buzzer beater where he then pantomimed the Michael celebration. LeBron's got 5 of them. But I don't even want to debate Kobe versus LeBron because I don't think it's interesting. The Kobe versus Duncan thing, I think, is interesting because I think there's a real argument there. And I have Duncan ahead of him. And I'm surprised that 2 guys who played in the same era and that Duncan with a higher degree of difficulty had never had a down year. 50 wins every single year of his career, the playoffs every single year of his career. The only year he didn't win 50 was when the season was 50, and he won the title that year.
But he won't bring up that Duncan never went back-to-back. He's not going to bring that up. Kobe Bryant had a three-peat, and then he went back-to-back without Shaq. Kobe Bryant won 5 championships in a calendar span decade. But he won't bring that up.
That you would argue that Kobe is ahead of Duncan. Like the LeBron thing, it's just, listen, we all have our blind spots. That's fine.
Duncan didn't have the supreme talent, particularly with Shaq, that Kobe had. Kobe was not efficient, Rick. And that is a huge, he shot 44% for his career. He never shot 47% for a season. And
there's more I can say to that, too. You know what? I'm about to vomit. I've been talking so much.
That's playing 8 years with Shaq, drawing double and triple teams in his prime.
In those 3 championship runs.
You can also, if you actually watch the Lakers games back then, you would see that as many times as Shaq would draw double teams and triple teams, Kobe would draw double teams too and find Shaq open looks. It went both ways. Go watch the tape, man.
Those 3 NBA finals, they didn't need a closer because the games were not close and the series were not close because Shaquille O'Neal across those 3 NBA finals averaged 36, 15, 4, and 3 on...
Yeah, Shaq was balling. But to say a lot of those games weren't close is a lie. I've watched Kobe Bryant close plenty of times through those three-peats against close games with the Sacramento Kings, the San Antonio Spurs, in the finals, Phoenix Suns. I've seen him close games. What are you talking about? Lakers weren't blowing everybody. Even that year where they were sweeping everybody, there were games that were very, very damn close. Especially in that San Antonio series. Cut it out, dog.
60%.
I know Kobe Bryant is around top 10, but for me, I think he's not top 10. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Kobe Bryant took a whole lot of shots. Let's talk efficiency first. Kobe Bryant took 26,200 shots, to be exact. Just 10 fewer than Karl Malone, all right? But Karl Malone scored 3,300 more points. Is Karl Malone top 10? Okay, let's keep going. Of the top 10 players in scoring, Kobe Bryant is tied with...
Does Karl Malone have as many defensive selections? Does Karl Malone have as many championships? Has Karl Malone done all the other things Kobe Bryant has done? And nobody would ever say that Karl Malone's a better scorer than Kobe Bryant, despite the counting numbers.
Carmelo Anthony with the worst shooting percentage. Carmelo Anthony top 10? Kobe is 32nd as a guard in career assists and 5th in turnovers. See, the thing about Kobe Bryant that was so amazing is he was the closest facsimile to the greatest player of all time, and Michael Jordan, what most people would say, right? So you're a carbon copy of the greatest. You certainly should hover around where he is, right, in the top 10. But when you start to dive into those details of how Kobe Bryant was able to climb his own hill, you start to see some inefficiencies. You start to see some things that would knock him if you want to talk about him as an aggregate. No shots at Kobe Bryant, who I think is around 11, maybe 12 for me comfortably. When he was by himself, those 3 years without Shaq and without Pau Gasol, how'd that go? Individually, amazing for Kobe Bryant. How'd it go in terms of team success? Kobe Bryant, before his last year, was called selfish by many.
Even after his last year.
Mamba mentality did a switch that last year. Did you watch Kobe Bryant all of a sudden sign his sneakers while sitting on the sidelines during games? Kobe Bryant was deemed selfish by many. You name one. And then he did a pivot, he did a switch, he changed Mamba mentality from being just known as a narrative that was selfish as a mantra to one that meant, nah, you're determined, you're dedicated, you're focused. Respect. Girl dad came with that too, right?
Talk about it.
That changed the persona of Kobe Bryant. That changed the legacy of Kobe Bryant. That changed how we looked at him in lens to the same performances that before we deemed selfish. Now, he still had a selfish performance. He scored, what, 60 points on 60 shots? Come on, big dog. It's like, that's how you're supposed to go out, though. You Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant got a boost in legacy, too, in terms of how the persona of him from being selfish exclusively to, just uber dedicated.
Okay, do you believe that Kobe should have been higher on the list?
No, I do not. And I told, listen, God rest his soul, when Kobe was alive, he and I talked about this. I didn't even consider him top 5. I definitely considered him top 10, but not top 5. But here's the ultimate indictment. Anytime you think of Kobe Bryant, you think of Michael Jordan and how he came behind Michael Jordan. And so as a result, you have somebody that played his position that is clearly in front of him. And I think ultimately what will forever be held against Kobe Bryant was that he separated from Shaquille O'Neal. All of that plays into it because instead of 5 titles, he might have had 7 or 8 titles.
You see, this is the hypocrisy. The same people right here that he's faulting Kobe for leaving Shaq is the same guy where if he would have stayed with Shaq, they would have never given him credit and said that he won all his championships with Shaquille O'Neal. No matter how many championships he won, they would have never given Kobe the credit for it. But now you're faulting him for leaving Shaq and still winning championships. And now he's wrong for that. He can't win. You can't win with people like this. You can't. You absolutely can't. Come on, man. Even after, he can never win without Shaq. He leaves, wins without Shaq. Now what you going to say? And they still find things to dig up on this guy. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, but he had to, just cut the noise out, bro. Y'all make me vomit. Flawed.
Had they stayed together. People look at that and they say that comes into the equation as well. Sure, you proved that you could win without Shaq, but you could have been on the floor doing your thing. But also you two, both you and Shaq, could have worked better together as teammates and made sure that you kept that bond tight and together.
Never gave him credit for anything he did with Shaq, ever. And it's sad because they don't do that with Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and other greats. They only do that against Kobe Bryant. People will sit here and say that Magic and Kareem are both better than Kobe and Shaq, but won't say Magic had Kareem or Kareem had Magic. Make it make sense.
As opposed to severing it. I think that gets held against Kobe, and that's why he falls out of the top 5.
So Kobe is most like Jordan in terms of his game, his size, the position, everything. But LeBron is closest to Jordan in terms of value.
What do you mean eclipses him in value? What are you talking about?
He's going to be higher on the all-time list. If you had to pick one or the other, you're starting a team, you're going to take LeBron. As you point out, a lot of that has to do with LeBron's superior size, which is true. He's 6'8", 250 plus. But it also has to do with the efficiency in scoring. LeBron's an incredibly efficient scorer. And also the defense, because LeBron defense improved throughout his career to the point where he could guard effectively all 5 positions. He's almost like a Dennis Rodman.
Stop with the cap. LeBron James does not guard actual 7-footers and real centers. LeBron James only plays the center when there's small ball lineups out. Cut the noise out, bro. Anyway, not only would I take Kobe over LeBron to start a team, I would take Jordan and I would take Larry Bird. And you know what? And you know what? Y'all keep playing around with me. I'll say I'll take Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal too. Keep playing around with me now.
Kind of figure at his height in terms of his defensive value. And in addition to all that, he has the passing game of a Magic or a Bird, the kind of passing game, the genius for passing that Kobe doesn't have. So I'm talking about in value, the one who brings you the most wins or the closest to a championship all by himself, the one who fits in best on the most different kinds of team, the one who's going to be ranked higher on the all-time list. Value. Jordan's won. Then the question is, where does everyone else fit in? LeBron is going to end his career as the first non-big you mention after Jordan, and Kobe will fit in with Bird and Magic somewhere below that.
Kobe had a much better arsenal, a more varied arsenal of ways to score.
Yeah.
But you could say LeBron's the better scorer. LeBron averaged more points per game. Kobe's 25 for his career. LeBron 27. LeBron far more efficient. That's not even. That's one of the things you would use to go against Kobe. He never even shot 47% from the floor.
No.
Never shot better than 46%. And that's 8 years with Shaq.
And they're not even considering all the injuries Kobe Bryant played with on his shooting hand. Have you seen his fingers, dislocated fingers, the lacerated fingers, the broken fingers, playing with hand casts, all kinds of things he was playing with, changing his form on the fly, not sitting out, and still giving you 45 to 50% any given night with injuries all over his fingers. Yeah, y'all don't talk about that.
Double and triple team. And I'm not trying to
if LeBron had Shaq
tear down at Kobe. I'm just saying that's the difference with him and LeBron.
Let's just say for the sake of argument, LeBron James, with his game, the way he is, he gets 9 years of prime Shaq. What we looking like?
Yeah, I agree. Far more than 3.
More than 3.
Far more than 3. I think even you would have to admit
not
that.
3, not.
See, there were things that Kobe Bryant did in that championship run that people aren't talking about. The clutch performances, the guts, the big-time moments Kobe delivered on. They weren't blowing people out. A lot of those games were close. A lot of those series were close. Some of those series were close. Would LeBron James had delivered in those moments? And we know how suspect he is in the clutch. We know his inability to hit free throws, especially clutch free throws. Was he going to deliver the way Kobe Bryant delivered in those moments? You tell me.
Or in 9 years with Shaq, they probably would have won 5 rings.
Game 3 in his palace in Cleveland. We were there. And what happened?
And I already spoke on LeBron James wouldn't be the same LeBron James playing with Shaq and Phil Jackson. It just wasn't. And I would love to see how LeBron James gets to the paint as often with Shaquille O'Neal clogging the lane so much. I want to see it work because historically, LeBron James hasn't played with a lot of true centers. I would love to see what it looked like.
Have a chance to turn it into a series, right? And you've got the ball. You got the ball in your hands with 1.5 minutes left, and you're up 4 in your house. How can you not close? What do you think Kobe would have done at that moment? What do you think Michael would have done? I'm betting on them. I'm not betting on LeBron.
When did Kobe do that in the finals? I mean, he just pointed out the Pistons, and you had Shaq there. LeBron used to demolish those same Pistons. 48 points, 29 out of 30. 25 straight against Tayshaun Prince. Kobe didn't destroy Tayshaun Prince like that.
Okay, no, he didn't.
You know what's happening between Shaq?
That was an absolute amazing game by LeBron James. I'll be the first to say it. And that series against the Pistons, 2003-2004 finals, Kobe Bryant struggled. He was horrendous. He was terrible. So was the rest of the Lakers. So was Shaq. But people don't like to bring out how outside of that game with the Detroit Pistons, what was that, game 5, if I'm not mistaken? Especially after LeBron James played horribly. He played horribly. That closeout game against the Pistons, game 6, LeBron James had 20 points on 3 for 11 shooting. That's 27% from the field and 0% from three-point land. Meanwhile, Boobie Gibson led the Cavaliers in scoring with 31 points per game. Come on, man. Come on. Cut it out. There's another game in there. LeBron had 19 points. But overall he played good. But he didn't just steamroll the whole series like some people like to lead you to believe. However, yeah. Kobe Bryant, that was the worst playoff performance I've ever seen him play against the Detroit Pistons. No question about it. But he only played them once in the playoffs.
Shaq and Kobe
What
at
they
that point, they were at war.
I was covering that series. They got to a point where they just had to make up.
I know, but
because they were trying to salvage the series.
I know, but it was just terrible. It was at the all-time letdown, underachievement.
But that's part of it too. If LeBron had been in that situation, would he and Shaq have had that type of beef?
No.
That's part of it.
We know what happened in Game 4 against the Celtics. It was up 24.
LeBron James has never played with a player like Shaquille O'Neal, prime Shaquille O'Neal. He played with Shaq, but Shaq was out of his prime. Prime Shaquille O'Neal with an ego that's going to tell LeBron, I'm the guy. The egomaniac that LeBron is, I'm the guy. It goes through the big fella. How would LeBron James have reacted to that? How would LeBron James have reacted to having to play in the triangle offense and having the ball out of his hands for long periods of time? How would he have? You're not the point guard, LeBron James. You're in the triangle. Get the ball to Shaq. Shut the hell up. Hit some jump shots. Oh, God forbid you tell LeBron James to be a consistent jump shooter in the triangle with Shaq clogging the paint. Good luck.
The Lakers, Kobe, Game 4 at Staples. They were up 24 and lost. In Game 6, biggest finals deficit, 39 points. 131-92. Remember it like yesterday.
Who do you want with the ball in his hand at the end of a game with the game on the line? You do not want LeBron. You want Kobe.
LeBron has the capability of getting mad. LeBron not mad is better than mad Kobe.
Kobe Bryant, 5 titles. LeBron, 3. Check Kobe. MVPs, regular season. LeBron James, 4. Kobe Bryant, 1. LeBron James is one of 5 men that's won 4 or more MVPs. He's one of 2 men that win 2 in 2 different locations. He won 2 and 2, Cleveland and Miami. Kareem is 3 and 3, Milwaukee.
I hate when people bring up the fact that players win achievements in different locations. Like that's something to hold above other people's head that stayed with the franchise for an entire duration of their career. What kind of a fair assessment is that? Yeah, but LeBron won multiple championships with multiple teams. And? Should he get a cookie for that? What? Wow.
And the Lakers. You give that to who? LeBron, right? Okay. Final MVPs. LeBron has 3. Kobe has 2. LeBron James has led his team in scoring every year, 14 years in a row. Kobe Bryant did not lead his team in scoring the first year until year 7. Check LeBron. He didn't lead his team in scoring until year 7. LeBron James been in the league 14 years.
Well, Shaq was there.
Oh. But here you go. You're using this as a checkpoint for LeBron James and not acknowledging that Kobe Bryant was drafted to an already contending team. He got traded from Charlotte to the Los Angeles Lakers. They already had an Eddie Jones. They had a Shaquille O'Neal. They had a Nick Van Exel. Had LeBron James been in that situation, he wouldn't have led the Lakers in scoring either.
That's my point. That's what I want. So, other words, so now that's what.
Okay.
So, hold on. So now you're telling me that Kobe Bryant played with a great player. So, if LeBron plays with Shaq, they have less than 5. They have less than 3 championships, or they have more.
The guy that people are saying is the best player on the planet revealed himself to be the mentally weakest superstar we've ever seen. Would that have been?
I mean, we saw LeBron James with another top 3, top 5 player in the league with Dwayne Wade, and another top 10 to top 12, top 15-ish player in Chris Bosh, and they still underperformed with a big 3 in a weak Eastern Conference. They still only got 2 out of 4. I could apply the same logic. Why didn't they win more championships?
Kobe? Would Kobe have allowed that to happen in an NBA Finals?
No, Kobe.
You know and I know it would not have happened.
Kobe would just blow a 3-1 lead to Phoenix. In the West. But hold on. You know I found out this is why Michael likes Kobe. Because both of them know what it's like to lose in the first round. LeBron James doesn't know what that's like. He's never known what it's like to
This didn't age very well.
lose in the first round.
Do you think that Kobe would have stood for losing 6 finals? Because I got to tell you,
he can't lose because he can't get there.
Even with Shaq.
From 2000, 2001, 2000.
Could somebody remind me how many finals did Kobe Bryant get to? Last time I checked, it was 7. This is so disrespectful.
The Lakers won the NBA Finals. Who was the MVP of those finals?
Do you think Kobe Bryant would have needed Ray Allen to save his legacy? No,
he
would have saved his own.
He needed Shaq and Pau Gasol.
Okay.
So I'm just trying.
Wait, did Shaq get a game winner?
Hold on, to
take LeBron off the hook.
He just averaged. He just. Can I ask you a question? Of all of LeBron's teammates, which one of them is better than Shaq? See, when they judge LeBron, they take his total body of work. But when you're trying to make your argument for Kobe, you pick up at 2002. But those 7 years before that, they occurred. So talk about that when he averaged 7 points a game. When has LeBron James never, ever, ever averaged less than 20 points a game? Kobe did it twice. They were both the same age entering the NBA. Chris Childs didn't call him anything.
Again, add context to the drafting situation. Had Kobe Bryant actually got drafted by the Charlotte Hornets with no superstars on that team and given the keys to the franchise as a young player, I promise you, Kobe Bryant wouldn't have been scoring 7 points per game off the bench. Cut it out, man.
He gave him that three-piece extra crispy.
Oh, okay.
On command. Talk about that, how he got lumped up by Chris Childs. What did Chris Childs... I'd rather you call me what you want to, but don't put hands on me. Man, put hands on him. Prayed for him right there on the court, in the middle of the court. Bless his heart, Lord. The man hit you with a three-piece extra crispy with no sides, and you gonna talk about he got heart?
You don't think Kobe's a tough guy? I'll take his toughness.
The man hit it with a three-piece and he didn't respond.
If you want to make...
He did respond. And they ended up breaking it up eventually. Like, what are you talking about? He got ejected.
Make the argument that Kareem, rather than Michael Jordan, rather than LeBron, should be considered the best player ever. You can make a credible argument.
Right.
But the other guy you mentioned, the idea that Kobe Bryant even gets to be in this discussion is laughable.
No, it's not laughable.
But when you say Kobe won't let you off the hook, I'm just curious. When Shaq left, and they went 3 straight years without getting out of the first round of the playoffs, wasn't him that kind of letting the league off the hook? The year they missed the playoffs, the year they're up 3-1.
I was on the team.
Hold on.
I was on the team.
The year they missed the playoffs, yes. And again, Kobe Bryant, shortly after the All-Star break, had a season-ending injury. The Lakers were in the playoff bidding. They were in the bottom of the Western Conference. Kobe Bryant gets injured. They fall out of the playoff standings. He doesn't return the entire season. Lakers miss the playoffs. Please stop the cap, bro. And yes, they were up 3-1 against the Phoenix Suns, mind you. A number 2 Phoenix Suns seed team, mind you, that the Lakers had no business being up 3-1 in the first place. And yeah, they should have finished that series off. Regardless. But Kobe was running with Smush Parker, a unseasoned and not ready Lamar Odom, Sasa Vujacic, Kwame Brown, Brian Cook, Chris Mim. What are we talking about? Against that Phoenix Suns team? In that game where Kobe Bryant dropped 50-something points and they lost, the Lakers were primed to win in regulation, but they couldn't secure a damn rebound. They were up by 3 in the final seconds of the game, and they failed to secure a rebound. Thanks a lot, Kwame Brown and whoever else was around the rim at that time. And they passed it out to Tim Thomas for a 3-point shot to send the game into overtime, basically. Don't get me started on that series. That shouldn't even went another game.
3-1.
Okay, yeah. And in the second half of Game 7,
when he didn't shoot,
that wasn't letting you off the hook.
Who?
That wasn't that Kobe.
Again.
So Kobe, if people forget, before Powell got there, after Shaq left, 3 straight years, the peak of his prime. 1 year they missed the playoffs. Back-to-back years they get bounced in the first round. One of those years, they were the original blew a 3-1 lead. They're up 3-1 on Phoenix in the first round. You're on Phoenix. I know exactly right. So Kobe in Game 7 is pissed. Again, it's a closeout game. Won't shoot the ball in the second half.
Right.
You are saying he never let guys off the hook. Right. If that's not letting guys off the hook, what is?
I'm going to do a video addressing that Phoenix Suns Kobe Bryant Game 7 game. Because Kobe Bryant actually went on TNT with Shaq. Not with Shaq, with Charles Barkley, Kenny and the boys to discuss that whole situation and his thought processes for that game. Whether you believe him or not, he went on live TV and spoke about it. And I'll talk about it. But let's just say Kobe Bryant did quit. Let's just say that was the narrative, right? Let's just say that's how it actually happened. And he let him off the hook. Okay. So in his 20-year career, you can only point to one game. And you are going to bury this man over one game. Despite playing 20 years. A ridiculous amount of games and 5 championships. This all comes down to one game. All right. I can't win. Anywho, I had recently got out of the gym about 2 weeks ago. I was leaving the gym on vacation, visiting my family. I ran into, my brother's best friend, good friend of the family's, the homie. And, I told him, I was like, man, I'm just tired of I started my YouTube channel because the Kobe Bryant disrespect and all the BS and false narratives going around and the lack of context. And the egregious statements they're making regarding Kobe. And he's like, who's saying what about Kobe? They're saying what? Who's saying that? And I was like, yeah. You see, a lot of people don't even know this stuff is going on. This ain't even like half the stuff I've seen on TV and on the internet. For most of these points brought up, I've had a rebuttal and I've added context and I've put truth on it. And none of this has been a lie. Respect to Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant fans, people that actually watch this man play, people that don't boil players' careers down to just numbers without adding context to eras and why the numbers tell you the things that they tell you. You have a home here. Tell all your Kobe fans, come through, man. Check out our Kobe Bryant playlist. Tons of good content there regarding the Black Mamba. All right. Appreciate y'all for stepping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.